Welcome to the Geopolitical channel. This video is on how the Igbos have never been united. Until the advent of colonialism, Igbos had never been unified politically. Each Igbo town or clan was largely concerned with themselves, aside from military alliances and other relationships of convenience. Their unification arose under the colonial government, which they shared with other ethnic groups inside of the geographical space now known today as Nigeria. During the fight for independence and shortly thereafter, Pan-Igbo organizations were formed to protect the interests of the ethnic group and maximize their political power against the other major ethnic groups. This eventually culminated in the short-lived Republic of Biafra, consisting majorly of Igbos. Even with the record of a secessionist republic, geopolitically, Igboland has never sat together completely at any point in time under one geopolitical umbrella, other than Nigeria as a totality. This is interesting because of the three major ethnic groups in Nigeria, only the Igbos have the total extent of their native homeland entirely within the confines of Nigeria. The Yoruba are divided between Nigeria, Benin Republic, and Togo, and the Hausa Fulani are divided between Nigeria and Niger Republic mostly. Considering this, it begs the question as to why Igboland is still geopolitically balkanized. Examining the geopolitical history might be able to provide some answers. If you are unaware of the geographical extent of Igboland, please reference a previous video on this channel titled, "What is Igboland? A Geopolitical Overview." In examining the geopolitical history of Igboland, it will be divided into three time periods. The first is the pre-independence or colonial period. In 1914, the northern and southern Nigeria protectorates were formed into one Nigerian colony together with the British Cameroons. Igboland was entirely contained in southern Nigeria and Nigeria as a whole, but a look into the subcolonial divisions at that time reveals the balkanization. The major subcolonial or subnational divisions at that time were provinces and divisions. According to this 1932 map, Igboland was divided amongst Benin, Warri, Onitsha, Ogoja, Owerri, and Calabar provinces. Of these provinces, only the Onitsha province was Igbo homogeneous, as to say, made up only or mostly of Igbos. Some multi-ethnic examples are Agbo and Asaba in Benin province, Kwale and Abo in Warri province, Abakaliki and Afikpo in Ogoja province, Arochukwu in Calabar province, Owerri and Port Harcourt in Owerri province. When looking within the multi-ethnic Igbo provinces, the divisions are mostly Igbo homogeneous, but not completely. One exception is Arochukwu, which was at that time in Itu division of Calabar province. The second period is the post-independence or pre-war period. For this period, two important maps will be looked at, one from 1962 and one from 1965. After independence, Nigeria was divided into three regions from 1960 to 1963. The entirety of Western Igboland fell under the Western region, being administered from the capital, which was all the way in Ibadan. In 1963, it fell under the newly created Midwestern region, headquartered in Benin. The Asaba division of Benin province and the Abo division of Warri province, headquartered at Ogwashiukwu and Kwale respectively, were Igbo homogeneous. The rest of Igboland lay inside the eastern region, headquartered in Enugu, but it was also multi-ethnic. Within it, the Onitsha, Enugu, Abakaliki, Umuahia, and Owerri provinces were Igbo homogeneous. The Port Harcourt province was multi-ethnic, but the Ohuda and Port Harcourt divisions were almost Igbo homogeneous. One difference here from the previous period is that Arochukwu had now been moved into an Igbo homogeneous administrative division, specifically Bende division of Umuahia province. The secessionist state of Biafra was territorially the same as the eastern region. It excluded western Igboland. In 1967, the eastern region was split into 3 states: the East Central State, the Southeastern or Cross River State, and the River State. Only the East Central State was Igbo homogeneous, River State was Igbo and multi-ethnic, and the Southeastern State was non-Igbo. Western Igboland was within the Midwestern State. The third and last period is the post-war or present-day period. In 1976, after the war, 7 more Nigerian states were created. The East Central State was divided into Old Imo and Old Anambra states. River State was still Igbo and multi-ethnic. The Midwestern State had changed its name to Bendel. Local government areas came into use at this time. In 1991, Abia State was created from Old Imo State. Old Anambra State was divided into Enugu and Anambra states. Bende State was now divided into Edo and Delta states, with Western Igboland being contained inside the Delta multi-ethnic state. River State was still Igbo and multi-ethnic. In 1993, under the rule of Sani Abacha, geopolitical zones were created. The Southeast Geopolitical Zone was Igbo homogeneous, while the South-South was Igbo and multi-ethnic. In 1996, parts of Enugu and Abia states were used to form Ebonyi State. Bayelsa State was created from River State, but River State was still Igbo and multi-ethnic. Senatorial zones are a direct replacement for the old administrative structure of provinces. In Delta State, the Delta North Senatorial Zone is Igbo homogeneous. However, in River State, there is once again geopolitical balkanization, as each of the 3 senatorial zones are Igbo and multi-ethnic. In some multi-ethnic countries, such as Spain and Switzerland, the subnational divisions exactly reflect the multi-ethnic nature of the country. This allows for semi-autonomous to autonomous self-governance and avoids over-reliance on a more centralized federal government. This is true federalism. However, in Nigeria, which is a federal republic, the inability of the federal subdivisions to accurately represent the ethnic nationalities within has prevented this from happening. If anything, the creation of new federal subdivisions has coincided with the creation of new ethnicities. This is the case, especially for the Igbo peoples, who have found themselves geopolitically balkanized throughout the entire extent of Nigerian history. Igboland and Nigeria can still be geopolitically corrected through restructuring. For Igboland, the solution would be: first, for all the Igbo groups in Rivers State to be unified into one senatorial zone as they share common boundaries. Second, for the Igbo homogeneous senatorial zones in Rivers and Delta State to be granted statehood. Third, and last, would be for the new states to then be adjoined to the Southeast Geopolitical Zone. Thank you for watching. More videos about Igboland are on the way. If you like the content, please feel free to like the video and subscribe to the channel.